The ABI. Now, the Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton missed out on the chance to sit in the royal box at Wimbledon yesterday to watch Novak Djokovic win the final because he wasn't dressed for the occasion. Hamilton's spokesman called it an unfortunate misunderstanding. Apparently, you have to wear a tie, jacket and shoes. So when staff offered him a tie to wear, he apparently refused to put it on. So are the dress codes too stuffy? Well, I got the reaction of Grant Harrold, a former royal butler.
Personally, I feel sorry for him. I think it's embarrassing for him. It's embarrassing for them, and because to be invited to the royal box, as people have mentioned on his Instagram, he was obviously quite excited about it, and you do feel, as I say, I feel sorry that it's turned out the way it has.
And actually, he did post a picture of himself. He does look smart, but he's not got the tie. So really, does it matter, do you think?
No, well, see, the thing is, I've seen that picture. I actually, when this all started breaking last night, I had a little look at it to see what exactly, what he looked like. And as you say, he was smart. By all means, he wasn't underdressed. Well, as in smart casual, but it just wasn't enough to be in the royal enclosure. And the thing is, dress codes for those kind of things are there as a mark of respect to the sovereign, and it is her box, it's the royal box. And there is a dress code as to what they advise you to wear. And unfortunately, if you don't have it, they turn you away. What I think is good is you can be the most famous person in the world or the country, or you can be Mr. Smith from down the road. They treat you the same, which is very important. But at the same time, I do believe that he would have probably been offered the chance of possibly getting a jacket and a tie, which is quite, that's normal. They normally do try to give you the option to find what you need to wear.
In which case, then, it might seem a bit bloody-minded of him not to accept the offer if he'd not worn the right stuff.
Well, that's the bit that confuses me, and I'm obviously being a bit careful because we don't really know, because Wimbledon is quite rightly refused to comment, which is fantastic because obviously they're being respectful to him. He obviously hasn't really said too much other than the fact I think you could see he was always disappointed not to go. So we don't really know what would have happened. There might have been a reason for him then not to want to go, or who knows what happened. But as I said, it's very sad, the whole thing.
Do you think, though, it's right to have such a strict dress code these days? I mean, it is quite stuffy, isn't it? If you go to other foreign countries, you can be smart without, ticking all these boxes.
But the thing is, we're British, aren't we? This country, we're famous for our traditions and our dress codes, and also with Scotland, we've got that wonderful tradition of wearing our kilts, which I do, even though I now live south of the border. I still go to events, and if the invitation states that you can wear a kilt, then I'll wear the kilt. And I think it's a nice to dress up, to put something on that you wouldn't normally wear. And why do away with that? Why not keep those dress codes? And I know they can be strict in certain establishments, but that's not a bad thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't bother. We'd think, oh well, what's the point? And that'd be sad if we did that.
I suppose, though, it has to be absolutely clear on any invitation what you should wear, so it's hard to get it wrong.
Yes, that's important, and I advise that in the courses that I teach, that with dress codes, it's so important as a host or hostess to make sure that you actually state on the invitation or over the phone or via email what you expect your guests to wear. But also the duty of the guest is, if you haven't been told, don't just turn up, which I've made that faux pas. I've made the mistake of turning up without double checking when I was younger, so I learned the hard way. It's important that you do. Just phone up, just double check, and just say, forgive me, I might notice, but I just want to clarify, is it smart casual, or you can go with what you feel it should be, but don't be shocked if they turn around and say, oh no, actually it's or morning dress or something. So it's worth always just double check, and don't just turn up at an event without making sure you know what you should be wearing.
92 to 95 FM, 810 medium wave, and on digital radio. BBC Radio Scotland.